Okay, I'm not sure exactly where I got cut off in that first video, so we'll just pick up here with our second experiment. So in the second experiment, this one's going to require quite a bit more of your saliva. And I'm going to have you change the volume right here. So it's going to require you in these instructions for you to add 1/2 ml of your saliva. Change that to 2 mL. Okay, so this is why you really needed to have 8 to 10 mils of saliva, because my other class tried this with the 1/2 ml and we didn't get the effect that we were really hoping for. So know that for each one of them, you're going to be adding 2 mils of saliva, not a 1/2 ml. Okay? And if you kind of look at the design down here, you can see that we're going to place a tube into the freezer, one into the refrigerator, one is going to stay at your tabletop, and one you're going to hold in your hand and make it nice and warm. Okay, so it works like this. On your tubes, mark them up 1 centimeter from the bottom, and then that's how much of the crunched potato chips you will add to your tubes. Then fill your tube halfway up with water. Okay, cap and shake the tube so that the potato chips get completely soaked in that water. Okay, then you are going to add saliva one at a time to the tube and place it into its specific environment. After 5 minutes passes, you will remove the tube and add 1/2 ml of iodine, and then take a picture of it, and then, move on to your next tube. Okay, so you've got 4 tubes, each one that have 1 centimeter worth of crunched up potato chips in it. You've added water to it. So then what you're going to do, you will add 2 mils of saliva. Invert that and then place it into the freezer. Add 2 mils of saliva to test tube number 2. Invert that to mix it up and place it into the refrigerator. Add 2 mils of saliva into your tube, invert that and keep it at your tabletop. And then test tube number 4, add 2 mils of saliva into that, invert it to mix it up, and then hold it in your hands. Okay, so when you are done, after 5 minutes, then add the iodine, and then take a picture of your results. Okay, so now you're going to have 4 tubes that have all been at different temperatures, from being very cold to being in the refrigerator to being room temperature to being warm like body temperature. And the idea here is we want to check to see whether or not the temperature had an effect on the enzyme's activity. Okay, so I think the instructions are a little bit weird right in here, and maybe this is why my other class got a little bit mixed up. So you're going to add the saliva one at a time and then place it into the specific environment and let it sit there for 5 minutes. Okay, and down here is what's telling you in regards to the saliva and the specific temperature. So tubes with potato chips, water, 2 mils of saliva, put it into the temperature. Once you're done at 5 minutes, then add the iodine. Okay, and you're going to check to see whether or not that enzyme was still working. Okay, and remember, the way this activity works is that when iodine comes in contact with starch, it turns a dark color. When there is no starch present, then the iodine remains a yellow color. Okay, and we're checking to see whether or not our amylase is capable of digesting the starch. All right, here are the instructions for how you're going to go ahead and submit your lab report. I think this is pretty straightforward. I will be back on campus or in Zoom next week, so that way if you have any questions, we can cover any of your questions at that time. I hope you have fun with it. It should be a fun experiment, and know that you can do it as many times as you want to. You can change the variables. The only thing that's going to be holding you back is going to be running out of potato chips and running out of saliva. So you can carry this one out. You can try some additional kind of parameters if you want to. You can try adding more saliva if you want to improve the experiment. Whatever you want to do there, go for it. And if your ideas are really super good, you'll even earn some extra credit. Okay? So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope that you stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye.